All right, what's up, everyone? Haven't been able to talk to this mic or the camera in a while. I know the mic's been longer, but we're gonna get through this. But anyways, so been kind of busy. The whole reason I'm doing this is because I want to start basically journaling, but don't have time throughout the day. We'll have time, but I haven't had time to journal or get one and all that. So why not have the stuff that I have and be able to talk to a camera, journal myself, and then basically do that, right? Like I've always loved the movie Avatar or Interstellar. You know when they talk into the camera and then like 20 years later they see it from a different perspective and they're like, oh wow, I remember that day, something like that, right? So right now, a GA at a university, a graduate assistant, and basically what you do, or for I'm in the department of strength and conditioning, right? And basically what I do is I oversee my athletes and my teams, give them prescribed workouts, all that stuff. The whole main goal is to keep them healthy, and how can I push their performance even better than what before, right? So I came across a book called Mastery by Robert Greene, and I was introduced by Robert Greene by getting a book from my brother about 2 years ago called The 48 Laws of Power, How to Gain Power in whatever department or whatever you're in, right? And so I saw the book Mastery because who doesn't want to be a master in whatever profession they're going in, right? So in saying that, not everyone knows what you're a master in, right? Like for me, I thought I was always going to go play basketball and all that, and then life has its ways. It takes you to different routes and steers you to different directions, and now I'm here, right? So I'm reading this book, and I just finished the first part, I guess, and it talks about Charles Darwin before he goes to the land to find all the animals, and the whole reason was because he was open to learning. And I remember putting somewhere in the book just try to be like Charles Darwin, because he was open to learning more things. So the whole reason why he went to go search for those animals, search for those things, was because he was open to it, open to learning. And that's kind of how I am in the part of my life right now, is trying to open to new things. Like if I'm not stuck in this profession, how can I get the most out of it? Because I like to be present in whatever I'm doing. So whatever I'm doing, I try to learn the most out of what is happening, right? So if I go be a McDonald's worker, what did you learn at McDonald's that is going to take you to your next step, your next adventure, right? The second part that I loved about this book, the first chapter or the first part, man, I got to catch my breath. The second part, right, was taking an apprenticeship, and in my words, an internship, right? I've interned at my school for a long time, finally got the job to be a GA, right? It's big, right? I was very happy, very excited, and then it comes big responsibilities, right? And the whole part of it is about making sacrifices, and this book talks about it while what I'm going through, right? So I knew taking a GA internship, a GA spot, that you're not going to have that much money. You're going to be working more hours, right, than you should, but it's a good thing. And then, yeah, just putting more time than what you deserve, but you do deserve it, right? Because you're getting your college paid for, you're getting this paid for, you're getting all that paid for. And then the biggest takeaway that the book told me was that you're open to learning everything, right? Even if your profession and your GA or whatever you're doing doesn't work out, you still learn something. And if you didn't, then you just wasted your life, you wasted your time, right? So the biggest takeaway that I got from that paragraph that I read was that it's good to take stuff that's not below your standards, but below your pay. So with my GA, you don't get paid that much, right? But if it's something you love and something you enjoy, then the amount of pay is nothing towards what your goal is, right? I don't care how much I get paid. I love training the athletes. I love doing this. I love, helping them. And then finally to their end goal, if they win something, they win. I don't know, I can care less about the numbers they lift or whatever, but to be excited to come to work out at whatever time of the day it is, and then go win games and go win this for their school, for the history of the school, and so you speak, right? But it was just that it said you took a sacrifice. Let me try to find it. Yeah, so the Darwin one was right here. You must choose places of work and positions that offer the greatest possibilities for learning. And that's something I did. Like I took a sacrifice to not get paid that much, not get do all that, but I know when I'm done with the GA or whatever the thing I'm doing, I learn valuable lessons that I can take with me throughout my adulthood. And then right here, I put on the side what being a GA is all about. And it said you must value learning above everything else, right? It doesn't care about the money, the wealth, the fame you're gonna get, whatever it is. If you don't value the learning, then you're never gonna succeed or get farther than what you dream or hope for. And then you will opt for the situation that will give you the most opportunities to learn, particularly with hands-on work, right? So with my GA thing, I thought it was gonna be kind of laid back and all that, and it's not. You're constantly, hey, adapting to the athletes you're working with, personalities, and if you're a GA, you know what I'm talking about. And then it says if your apprenticeship is to be mostly on your own time, you will choose a place that pays the bills, perhaps one that keeps your mind sharp but also leaves you on time and mental space to do valuable work on your own. And then it says you must never disdain an apprenticeship with no pay. In fact, it is often the height of wisdom to find the perfect mentor and offer your service as an assistant for free, right? And throughout my whole life, I've always found like mentors, or not even mentors, just like throughout my life, I try to find something that I can learn from everyone, right? Like, why does this guy act like this? Why does this guy act like this? Or, like, why does he act like that towards me? Stuff like that. So that was basically my 2 takeaways. Be like Charles Darwin, and whatever you're in, try to learn something, right? If you're learning valuable lessons, stay there as long as possible. And then, everything else will come to you. Because I think at the end of that paragraph, he talks about that if you learn first and you learn all these lessons, right, and you don't try to take shortcuts, eventually the money will come, right? He says it somewhere right here. Let me get to it. He says, in the end, by value learning above all else, you will set the stage for your creative expansion, and the money will soon come to you. And when I read that, I got chills all over my body because, it's hard to take a sacrifice. It's hard to be like, you're not going to get paid that much for what you do or how you're doing it, but it's what you're learning. So I always try to wake up every day or try to see the other side of it, being like, I get to help these athletes. My job, I literally get to coach athletes, and it's really fun, right? Sometimes it gets tedious, but it's really fun when you think about it. And then, in the profession, sometimes you don't get paid as much, even if you're at the top dog position. And it's the lessons you learn, the people that are coming in out of your life, the athletes that you get to work with, just stuff like that. So that's my key takeaway. That's like 8 minutes, and I'm gonna try to keep doing this because like I said, I have these journal thoughts. Try to keep it raw, no editing. Just thoughts that go through my head. I'm gonna try to speak on something, or if I read something, or if I see something on social media and I want to talk about it, I can just go on here and record because I have the stuff and post it. So I think that's it. Hope you guys take something out of that. Be like Charles Darwin and be open to learning. If you don't value learning, you will not succeed. And that's it.